we're going to be talking about a thing, and it's actually a thing. It's a researched entity. It's called resilience. Resilience. And resilience is finding the strength to overcome adversity. I'll be going to a little more complicated, not complicated, a little more technical definition of resilience. But one of the key strengths that people have who succeed and make it is that they're resilient. Today I was working with some leaders at a leadership intensive workshop that Henry and I do here in California. It's called the Ultimate Leadership Intensive. And people fly in, leaders from all stripes and brands. They fly in and they get experiences in what leadership's about and how you and your personality operate and the skills you have and dealing with strengths and weaknesses. And a friend of mine had said, "Hey, my buddy Dan's coming, and I want you to say hi to him." And so I met Dan. He was one of the leaders that showed up. And Dan has one leg, and I don't mean he has a prosthetic. Dan has one leg. The prosthetic didn't work. It gave him infections. So he did the whole week. He's in leadership in the Midwest. Had the whole week on crutches. And I got a chance to talk to him a little bit more today before I came up here to the studio. And the reason I got a chance to talk to him was because I was talking to the leadership group today about the ability to have resilience and bounce back. And I said, you know, some of us, we just cope through life, and some of us transform. And I said, you know, we ought to be about transformation and breakthroughs. Some of us are just coping. Now, there are some things you have to cope with, which is one leg, because I knew Dan was there. And I didn't know him well enough, and I thought, gosh, is he going to be okay with that? But he just raised his hand and he says, that's me. So he came up after the talk and I said, you know, are we okay with that? He goes, no, I mean, I got it. He says, this is something I deal with. I said, well, tell me about yourself a bit. And he said, he went through what had happened. There was a medical issue, and he does a lot of work with people. And he said, I said, well, what's your attitude toward that? Because there's a lot that people can learn from that. He says, well, for one thing, I found out that it's a really good excuse for if you're not a good dancer. I thought, man, this is a guy I want to get to know. Here's a guy who's had a lot of things happen wrong, and here he has a list of the 10 advantages to have on one leg. In fact, he gave me his website. There's a blog he has about the advantages to have one leg. That's my picture of resilience. So, Dan, this webinar is for you. I don't know if you're out here right now. I think you're probably still at the leadership group, but this is for you because such a good model and inspiration to all of us on what resilience is. Let me now define it and what it really means. A lot of people think, well, resilience is, you know, the ability to recover. Like if you lose your job, resilience to get another job. Or resilience is the ability to come back from a medical issue and sort of bounce back. Or the resilience is if you've got a financial loss or you get divorced, you got a kid on drugs or whatever, to bounce back. Actually, that's not what it is. It's funny, resilience is a stronger term when you research it than simply sort of coming back and doing better after you're doing bad. Here is what it really is. It is a continuing process of well-being in adversity. Resilience is a continuing process